Hello, everybody. Today we'll discuss the locative, lesson 16, the locative as well as the locative absolute. Okay, the locative is the seventh case, the Sattami Vibhatti, and as the name depicts, it's the case of location. So it first and foremost, it expresses the location, so in or not at. But also it can express the time when or the situation or circumstance in which an action takes place. The plural might express the society in which the action takes place, for example, among. It is also used in the sense of about, in the case of with reference to. So for example, to agree on some points, in the situation of, and in certain idioms, it may mean knowledge about, knowledge or doubt about something, established in office or circumspect behavior, training under a teacher, confidence in one, putting into a jar, disappearing in from a place mean. So we can have a quick look at the locative forms. Here we have masculine, Buddha, Buddhe, Buddhasming, Buddhanghi, in the singular, and the plural, Buddhesu, and the neuter, fruit, Pala, Pale, Palasming, Palamhi, and plural, Palesu, and the feminine, Kanya, Kanyaya, Kanyayam, Kanyasu, in the plural. And it may also be frequently used in absolute constructions, for example, the locative absolute, and we can discuss this afterwards further. Now, just a few examples. Nalandayang viharanto, dwelling in Nalanda. Rukkamule nisindang, seated at the foot of a tree, or at the root of a tree. Devata, akase, deities in the sky. Dhamma, ranye, qualities in a king. More figuratively or metaphorically speaking. Locative of time, tasmin samaye vedanam vedeti. He feels a sensation on that occasion. Vasanam pachime mase, in the last month of the rainy season. Situation, tasmin yanye na rukka chichingsu, in that sacrifice. No trees were cut down. Apadasu na vijahati, he does not abandon him in misfortune. Society, Magadesu viharati, he lives in Magadha or among the Magadhans. And then also with reference or with respect to or with regard to. This is also one meaning of the locative. Idang pissa hoti silasming, he has this as regards moral character. Or in the Satipatthana Sutta, chitte chittanupassi viharati, with reference to the mind, he lives observing the mind. Dhammesu jnanam, knowledge of or about phenomena. Kanka dhamme, doubt about the doctrine. Jivite apekkang, hope for life. And a sixth function of the locative, establishment, petike tane tapesi, appointed him in his father's place. Sadipattanesu supatittita chitta, whose mind is well established, supatittita chitta, in the presence of mindfulness, satipattanesu. Confidence, asanno ahang bhagavati, I have confidence in the fortunate one. Dhamme pasanna, she has confidence in the doctrine. Bhagavati brahmacharyam charitva, having lived the godlike life under the fortunate one, disappearing, brahmaloke antarahito, vanished from God's world and appeared, for example, on earth. Furthermore, regarding the locative absolute, Now, the locative absolute is similar to the genitive absolute, but not entirely identical, of course. It is equivalent to a subordinate clause. It consists, like the genitive absolute, of a combination of a noun or pronoun plus a participle, both in the locative. Whereas in the genitive absolute, this would both be in the genitive, of course. The noun is a subject to the participle, which is often passive. The subject is not the same as the subject of the main sentence within which the absolute constructions forms a subordinate clause. So, meaning we have two subjects in such constructions, in such sentences with such constructions. Both in the genitive absolute, we need two subjects, as well as in the locative absolute, we also need two subjects. Further, words inflected in the locative in concord with the locative subject, i.e. adjectives and pronouns, and plus predicate nouns may be included in the absolute constructions or construction. If the participle has an object, an instrument, etc., this will be in its proper case, for example, accusative, etc. Also, indeclinables may be included in the absolute phrase. A sentence may contain several locative absolutes, each with its own subject, indicating a number of distinct subordinate actions. So the locative absolute is used much more frequently than the genitive absolute, not being restricted to a specific type of relation between the subordinate and main actions. The subordinate action may precede the main action or be similar or be simultaneous with it. And any kind of subordinate action may be expressed. And the absolute phrase usually precedes the main clause of the sentence, but is sometimes inserted parenthetically. And translations for it would be when, while, or as, or chronologically after. Then examples: Parinibutte Bhagavati, Sakko imang gatang abasi. When the fortunate one was liberated, Parinibutte Bhagavati, Sakka spoke this verse, Sakko imang gatang abasi. Imasming cha veya karanasming banyamane sakkassa dhammachakkum udapadi. And moreover, Chapanna, as this explanation was being spoken, imasming veya karanasming banyamane, the eye of the doctrine, dhammachakkum, arose in udapadi, or arose of sakkassa. Upadane ko sati, attachment being, bhavo hoti, existence is, meaning when there is attachment, there is existence. Tisampatim hi ranye kalakate, after King Tisambati died, Rajaputtang Raje Apisinchinsung, they consecrated the prince in the kingdom. All right. So far as regards the locative absolute. Now a few more words. Udgarati, to ooze, pagarati, trickle, trip, charity, proceed, live, conduct, carry. So it is difficult to give a general equivalent. So char means following a particular way of life, as animals, for example, grazing, or monks begging. Patarati, to spread out. Paribu, paribhavati, to despise. Maketi, to smear. Aradheti, to satisfy. Pavasati, to rain heavily. Utva, ubahati, carry off. Viharati, to dwell, to live. And then a few nouns. Akko, the tip or the supreme. Amacho, minister or privy councillor. Akaso, sky, space. Uttara, sango, cloak. Uto, dann Chandima, Moon, Nako, Fingernail or Toenail, Osako, Rearer or Breeder, Mego, Cloud, Vikaho, Quarrel, Strife, Vipadisaro, Regret, Vivado, Dispute, Suryo, Sun, Sukaro, Pig, Komang, Flax, Vasang, Rain, rainy season on the plural year, Sisang, Lead, Sisang, Head, Bandika, parcel or bundle, and Satru, silver. All right, so far for today. Punadasanaya, Tavavaveya, Subham Mangalam.